Two men arrested after a failed bomb found under a news vehicle. Political violence motivated by the Charlie Kirk assassination may have already begun. Most recently, two men in Utah have been arrested. The offense, makeshift bomb found under a local news station vehicle. Let's give you the outside of the house of the two men, which the FBI served an overnight warrant on their home. Both suspects were found at the scene. Those men have been identified as Adib Nasir, Adil Justice Ahmed Nasir. Those are the two who the FBI says are the perps in this one. The men, Adib Nasir, 58, Adil Justice Ahmed Nasir, 31, booked into jail facing multiple charges, including threat of terrorism, possessing weapons of mass destruction, and possessing explosive devices. During a search of their home, authorities found firearms, illegal drugs, other items, including what they initially believed were more bombs. Later found some of these were hoax weapons of mass destruction. Also found outside the home was anti-Trump signage. Oh, guilty. They had up an anti-Trump sign. Guilty. Context. Let's go taco. Of course, that's a phrase targeting Trump. Taco is an acronym for Trump always chickens out. Bomb squads from the police and fire departments responded. They confirmed it was a real explosive device. The device had been lit, failed to function correctly, preventing it from detonating. Authorities said the suspect's actions posed a significant risk of mass casualties. The failed explosive device was located 60 miles from where Charlie Kirk was shot and killed in front of 3,000 people. Listen, I don't know if they did it or not. Got to learn more about this one, Michael. I mocked the sign, and perhaps I shouldn't have, the taco sign, because in this current climate and the rush to judgment, the motive seems to come before we learn enough. And I say that even though the Utah governor's been praised for the way he came out afterwards. He's saying he's radicalized, leftist, transgender, transitioning partner. I'm not saying that there was even intent there, but I need to know more before I declare he was radicalized by the left instead of just perhaps radicalized. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree, and I also think that it is something that I do now too. And when I hear, I'm guilty as charged a little bit. When I hear the names, the other day when Charlie Kirk's assassin was at large, I go through I hope it wasn't someone who was Muslim. I hope it was someone who was here legally. That there's this process that happens because you know what the ensuing conversation is going to be, both locally and nationally. And that's kind of the case here. I did some stories in Salt Lake City where I interviewed the imam of the mosque in Salt Lake City. I don't even know if these two men are Muslim, though their names would lead one to believe that. And so I'm doing what Spencer Cox might have done or anyone else might have done. But I interviewed this imam there, and he told me that within the Muslim religion in the United States, the Salt Lake City Mosque is the one that everyone wants to go to because the Mormons, who were persecuted people, are so tolerant of others who've been persecuted. And I covered Trump's first primary there it was Ted Cruz, I guess, who was running against him, and various others. And when we were in Salt Lake City, you could see that there were many Republicans who were discomfited by the fact that Donald Trump had this Muslim ban on. Not that they love Muslims or new Muslims, to be honest, but it's that there was this pushing aside of the other. So there's this otherism that creeps in as well. Trump, of course, won in Utah and has won Utah in each of his 3 presidential runs. But the point I'm making is that we think about what someone's name or background means, and then we declare them guilty of something before we know anything about the crime, just like the example you just gave. His roommate, his partner, whatever it is, we don't know these things now. The governor of Utah knows more than both of us, but he doesn't know enough yet to be talking in that way. So it's an interesting cycle that happens. I'm guilty of it sometimes. Like I said, I think we all are to a degree, but mine is more of a hopefulness rather than a, yeah, good. I knew it because he had a transgender
Yeah.
friend. He did this and he did it because of that.
Yeah. And I put up my hand, I join you. Let's just admit it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to escape it. It's what we do because
Right.
everything seems to be funneled through stereotypes. And
Right.
some of the stereotypes, many of them perhaps, are brought on from a single event that is pushed, exploded into some kind of statistic that doesn't prove out. Sometimes
Right.
it does,
And
but
and
most of
the
the time, yeah.
I'm sorry, the other side doesn't realize the great relief that so many in America have when it turns out it's a white guy who did it, right? That is
Mhm.
a relief to so many people. And the people that don't understand that relief will never understand why that's such a relief.
Yeah. As a Black woman and knowing how I grew up with a family who consumed a lot of news and spoke freely in front of each other, I remember hearing a grandmother, a parent, thank goodness he's not Black.
I'm sure.
Because
Yeah.
we know what's coming,
Right.
what you will face next. And
Right.
so I think that's a brilliant point. Very true. Very true.